Hello, lovelies. Okay, this week, we've had a couple of warm days, we've had a lot of wind, we've had some gloomy days, we've had some chillier days. It's been all over the place as per usual for the UK. So let me just have a look at this. I've got a few things here that you guys might have seen in hauls, but maybe haven't seen me wear yet. Some things that I might have worn, but not for a long time, and then a couple of classics. So where shall I even start? Okay, let's start with this one, because this is going to be a declutter for me. This is Jean Arthur's Sweet 16 Coral. This isn't, unfortunately, on Fragrantica, but luckily it has the notes on the side of this box, so I'll be able to read them to you. Now, I'm not getting rid of this because I don't like it. It's just... it doesn't feel like me anymore. This isn't my kind of perfume. This is the kind of perfume that I really enjoyed when I was like teenager and early 20s. I really like this bottle though, and I love this colour. Look, it's like kind of weird pop art. This is very neon. It looks very bright orange. It's got a little bit more of a corally tone in real life. And it's like an indentation on the back that you see through it, and then it says Sweet 16 Coral on the side. So Jean Arthur is extremely affordable. I'm a little bit more wary of their perfumes, although I have just ordered a couple actually to try them out for the channel, but they're so affordable. And I do actually think this is a fantastic perfume, but it's very specifically a fantastic perfume for people who like this specific type of perfume. So the reason I have this is because it's got watermelon in it. It's one of the things I saw that I was like, okay, I'd really like to try that. So the notes of Coral Sweet 16 are watermelon, pineapple and blueberry in the top. So the watermelon and the blueberry are obviously the things I was really excited about, but the pineapple's pretty sick as well. Heart notes, tiare flower, jasmine, tuberose, base notes, sandalwood, musk and ambergris. This is actually a very nice watermelon perfume. If you like Aroma Concepts Batik Watermelon, you'll probably love this one. I think they're super similar. I think this has also got a little bit of a similar feel to the Sarah Jessica Parker NYC, the original one. But the thing is, it's just a little bit too... it's slightly too shampooey for me, for one thing, which I find a lot of these kinds of perfumes are. These kind of fruit cocktails. But also it smells like a cocktail. And I used to love smelling like a cocktail, but having tried this out again, I don't really like quite smelling like a cocktail anymore, especially not if there's just that twist of something a little bit fruity shampooey about it. But in terms of like a fruity cocktail shampooey scent, this is such a good price. Get it from Notino. It's so nice. If I liked that kind of profile, I would definitely keep this. I really like how the watermelon smells in it. And then it kind of gets almost more of a slightly strawberry kind of thing going on. It smells very tropical, very fun. It's actually lovely. I just don't feel like I need it. And so I was wearing that during the day. And then I ended up moving on to put this on instead, because I think this might have turned into my favourite watermelon perfume, to be honest, guys. I think it might have outrun Adidas Get Ready. But the thing is with Adidas Get Ready is that is the one, if I wanted something that was not quite shampooey, but a little bit more in that vein, I would go for that over this one, which is another reason why I don't feel like I need to keep this. But this is what I put on once this had worn off. Although this actually lasted for quite a long time. I find shampooey perfumes last on me for a really long time. Might not be everyone's thing. But so this is Jungle Fantasy from Britney Spears. Gosh, my brain, honestly. And I have to say, I just think it's my favourite watermelon. There's just something about this one that I love so much. My husband thinks this smells a bit cucumbery, but I think that is the freshness that I find in this. I don't personally think it smells cucumbery, but when I put it on this time, knowing that that's what he'd said when I gave it to him on paper to smell, I was like, I kind of see what he means. It has that cold, watery, maybe ever so slightly vegetally smell that you get from cucumber, except it really does smell like watermelon to me, but maybe not like an overly ripe watermelon. This one smells like a very sugary, watery watermelon. Even syrupy, actually. This one is crisper, but it has the cupcake in the base. That means it's still sweet. And I just really like this. I'm thinking of the Britneys that I've got. And I really like sheer, but I think this might be my favourite Britney perfume. Actually, my husband thought I smelled nice when I had been wearing this for a while, so I think that he wasn't thinking it smelled like cucumber on my skin and when it had dried down. But I can kind of see it when you first spray it, but I think it's beautiful. So this is top notes of watermelon, yuzu, violet leaf, middle notes of water lily, gardenia and gustavia flower, base notes of cupcake and tonka. You can probably tell I was craving like more summery perfumes by wearing these, and it was one of the hotter days that I wore these. But yeah, I think this is such a good perfume. Like it's not massively strong, it doesn't last the longest, but I have had compliments on this one and me smelling good in this, and there's just a freshness about it that brings me so much joy. I just really like this one. So yeah, Jungle Fantasy I think is an excellent one. Where are we gonna go next? What can I fit on my little thing? Oh yeah, let's do this one. Oh my god. So I had a couple of yearnings for sweeter perfumes this week, and this was one. And the bonus of this is it's got a real acidic, ever so slightly bitter citrus here, which balances out how sweet and creamy it is. And it's just one of the most perfect citrus vanillas I've ever smelt. Far from And Fragrances, a much more expensive perfume by Simon Constantine from his indie brand. It's just such a delicious perfume. This is the Eau de Toilette. I have a 10ml of the Eau de Parfum. They're both beautiful, but personally I think you can wear this one and it still smells just as good. I don't get a huge amount of difference between the two, except obviously the Eau de Parfum is slightly stronger. But to be honest, I love the brightness when I first spray this, so I like reapplying it, and I just think it's so heavenly. The notes that they actually give you for it, let's have a little look. Where is it? Far And Fragrances. They give you kaffir, lime and yuzu in the top, middle notes of mandarin orange and ladamon, base notes of biscuit. Maybe that's the biggest difference. I feel like the perfume, Eau de Parfum, has a little bit more of that biscuity feel when you first spray it. And if you've been watching me for a while, you know I don't like biscuity notes at all. This isn't like a biscuity perfume, thank goodness. There isn't any of that kind of stale cookie smell, that stale towels, that dirty towel smell, or like dirty carpet smell that I get from perfumes that have a biscuit or even sometimes a bread note, you know. Sometimes a rice note can do that to me as well. Like, I don't know, freaks me out. But not in Far. Far is... It's just like, I mean, people like Devotion, people like... What's that? No. Is it called Awake? No, that's the coffee one. Bake? That one that's supposed to smell like a coffee cake? No. Chemically, they just don't work for me. They smell like, I don't know. Well, actually, that Bake one smells like a Lemsip to me. Like, it literally smells like a lemon-flavoured medicine. This smells like a lemon and lime cheesecake to me. Like, it's so delicious. It's mad to me that they don't list any kind of vanilla or any creamy notes, because there is something in here that's so deliciously sweet and creamy, and it's not just a fruity sweetness. But like I said, it smells, probably from the kaffir lime, it's got this like slightly bitter citrus oil without it being like too sharp. I just think this is the best sweet citrus I've ever smelt, and I just I love it. I'll never stop loving this one, and I was so into myself wearing it. I could not get enough. I thought it was delicious. Okay, so then next we're going to talk about, let's go for one of these big boys. All right, let me start with this one. God, I love this perfume. This is one of those perfumes that I never got a backup of it because this is 200ml, and I think realistically in my collection I don't need more than that. But at the same time, if I ever run out of grape soda from Lush, I'm going to be so sad. I love grape soda, and also because like these sprayers are so dramatic. They're like, because they spray as if they are a cleaning product, like, and it's a body spray. So if it's one of the stronger ones, and I do actually think this one's quite strong, sadly a limited edition, they have to bring it back at some point because it's so fantastic, and I want it in the body wash again because I've only got a tiny bit of my Beetlejuice one that I've been like hoarding. But grape soda is a relatively strong one, so I always put it into like some kind of bottle. Look at the colour of this, like, so be careful if you have this or if you buy it and you spray it, because this is the colour. This is, I mean, it's grape soda. It's not really fizzy. It doesn't have like an effervescent smell to it. It's more like a flat grape soda. But holy hell, I love how this smells. And I wore this for 2 days in a row because I just got obsessed and I loved it. And I was like, I have to wear this for more than one day. God, I love grape soda. It's so good. Oh, so yeah. Let me see, what does the notes actually say. The notes for a lot of the Lush body sprays don't really make much sense, but so this is grapes, juniper berry and orange oil, apparently. There's definitely a sweetness in the base of this that would suggest that there's like, it could be some kind of vanilla. It's more likely to be like tonka or something. I don't know. I can't see. I haven't got the right glasses on to be able to read this very tiny writing. But the more it dries down, the more I get this kind of obvious sweetness in the base. It doesn't, again, isn't quite sugary, something a little bit more creamy, but I love it. I just love it so much. It's so good. I'm slightly devastated that they didn't bring it back or keep it because it's so beautiful. Oh, okay, and then we've got one that, again, this isn't on Fragrantica. I've run out of my patience asking them to put these body spritzers on. They don't want to put them on, so they're not going to put them on. They have them on Parfumo though, I think. Honey and Cream from Philosophy. You can still get this in the UK on eBay, like fresh bottles, I think. This is literally the fresh cream smell, but a bit lighter and with a sweet, noticeable honey note through it. Just going to spray it out. Ooh, big spray. Yeah. It's just like sweet, honey, slightly creamy, fresh, nice. I wanted something sweet, but I didn't want to go for the full fresh cream because it was a little bit warm on that day and I didn't want it to be too thick, because even the body spritz of fresh cream is very, very sweet. This is sweet but in a kind of honey way, so it has that slight tang that you get with honey. I don't know what the notes are in here. What does it say? Honey, cream, heavy cream, honey, vanilla extract is all it says, which is supposed to be like, it's supposed to be some kind of recipe on the front of these, but let's be real, that's probably just some of the notes. I imagine there's some kind of floral in here as well, but it's just really fun. It's a very pretty one. I like it a lot. Okay, what do we have next? Oh, we've got 4 tiny ones. So let's go through 3 of these are possibly more interesting than this one. So let's start with this one. Let's get it out of the way. Mon Guerlain Eau de Toilette, again, a slightly warmer day, so I went for the Eau de Toilette, and also because I have this little bottle, I don't have a huge amount left in it, so I do quite like to reach for it, so that at some point I can do an empties or have some empties, you know. It's beautiful, it's really lovely. I'm never going to love it the way that I love the original because I'm so obsessed with that one and the creaminess of it. This is a different thing because it's far more citrusy, it's more tangy, and it has a caramel in the base rather than the classic vanilla tonka mixture. So it's not really creamy, but it still has a really obvious yummy sweetness in it. Very, very pretty. I have a partial 100ml bottle of this that I got, like, I think it's a tester bottle that I bought from someone that's like just keeping cool in my backups, so that when I run out of this I will still have the perfume. You know, I collect Mon Guerlain, so I have to have them. So this one, so the EDT from Mon Guerlain, which sadly also is discontinued, but you can get it again like secondhand on eBay, or like, yeah, I mean, they don't tend to be ridiculously expensive anymore actually, but it's delicious. So top notes of lavender, mandarin orange and bergamot, middle notes of jasmine, sambac, orange blossom and ylang ylang, base notes of Tahitian vanilla, caramel, orris, violet and benzoin. I think there's something about the combination of how citrusy this is with that violet that gives this an effervescent fizzy feel. This is one of those perfumes that I actually find to feel fizzy, and I do get that sometimes with violet. I feel like violet is a bit of a fizzy floral in a way that I really enjoy, but I loved wearing this, and my husband complimented me on this one, which I'm not surprised. He's used to be wearing lavender perfumes. He was used to Mon Guerlain. He bought me my first bottle of Mon Guerlain, and I think he just generally quite likes the profile. It's one of the sweet perfumes that he enjoys. He likes lavender perfumes. He often compliments me on them. So yeah, absolutely lovely, really beautiful. I loved wearing that. So let's go down okay, let's start with this one. This is one, you might have seen it in a haul. I think the haul of this has been out. I've talked about this one before. I had a 100ml bottle of this that I got for like a $5 or something years ago when I was much earlier in my channel, from Direct Cosmetics. And then when I was doing all my video for watermelon perfumes, I was thinking about this one, and when I saw it on not for granted what it's called, Fragrance X. When I was doing another order, I just chucked it in there. So this is Kim Kardashian Glam, and I've just got this little replay, I don't know where it's from, a little lid to put on it. So Glam from Kim Kardashian, so it's KK, the really old perfumes. This is an interesting one because it's soapy, it's floral, it's got a really nice watermelon note in it for sure, but it's definitely very, very floral. And I do like it actually, but it's buttery florals. So it's not my favourite. And it also kind of reminds me of a not as nice take on something that's akin to like Mambo from Liz Claiborne, which I love, but because it's a different fruit, I don't like this one as much as Mambo. That one is like mandarin. Is it mandarin? Maybe clementine or orange. It's like orangey, citrusy, and mangoey, and it's delicious. And oh my god, in hot weather, I so love Mambo. I already can't wait to wear it. And I was considering wearing that one, but because it wasn't quite as warm, and I like to save it because I think it, like Mambo is so beautiful in hotter weather, so I'm saving it for that. But I figured I'd try this one out, and I think because it's watermelon and berries, it doesn't really have quite the same tropical fruity yumminess that I like mixed with those buttery florals. So I didn't love wearing this one. I liked it, but I didn't love it. But at the same time, because it's such a nice little 30ml bottle and it's like a little kind of cheapy, I might keep it for like holiday, because I think if it's warm and I took this away and wore it on holiday, I think it feels like a really nice holiday perfume. So the notes in Glam are watermelon, red berries and citrus in the top, tuberose, star jasmine, rose in the mid, base notes musk, orris fruit and sandalwood. Now this to me fully smells like there's gardenia in it. It smells very tiara flowery, tuberosy, gardenia-y. It's got that beachy, buttery floral. And the original Kim Kardashian, I think that is buttery florals almost purely. Yeah. You've got honeysuckle, African orange flower, tuberose, gardenia, jasmine and orchid in that one. And I really think that Glam smells like a watered down fruity version of the original Kim Kardashian perfume. So, I mean, I wouldn't be at all surprised if there is gardenia, at least gardenia in Glam. But yeah, I actually think it's a really pretty perfume. It's not my favourite, but it's not one that I feel the need to get rid of immediately. I think it could just be quite a fun one to chuck in my bag, maybe even keep at work. So if I am in the mood for that kind of beachy, fruity floral, then, you know, I have something around. Let's do... Okay, I'm saving that one till last, I think, because it's so cool. The bottle is so cool anyway. All right. So, a clean classic. I liked wearing this one. Spring Breeze. I got this from the Tino as well, I think. I get a lot of stuff from... at the moment, nearly every perfume I buy, if it's not second hand, so if it's not eBay or Vinted, nearly everything I buy is either from Latino or Amazon. That's just where I buy all my shit from now. Oh, sorry, I don't normally swear. I normally try not to. Please forgive me. But anyway, so clean, classic Spring Breeze. It was a really nice springy day. I really wanted to smell kind of floral, but I wasn't keen on just going hardcore like Pleasures or Diorissimo or whatever it's called. I didn't want to go like too much for a hardcore just floral. I wanted something that was floral and springy, but maybe a little bit easier to wear for me, because I quite like wearing those very, very floral perfumes, especially if they're very white floral. Like I like them out of the house, and I was in the house on this day. So this was perfect because it still has that element of kind of just a hint of clean laundry, clean smell. But this is very floral and it's really pretty. It's maybe a little bit, how would I call it? I can't think of the word, but it's a little bit in your face and a little bit like nose tingly when you first spray it. And then it gets more and more and more beautiful. Like, it's so pretty. So, I mean, this is interesting because the notes for Spring Breeze say aldehydes, bergamot and green apple in the top. Maybe the aldehydes is what's giving that kind of nose tingly thing. Middle notes of lavender, lily of the valley and jasmine. Base notes white musk, orange blossom and sandalwood. So this is interesting to me because I don't know that I would guess that those were the notes. It's funny because now I'm looking at lavender, I'm like, maybe there is a sweetness to this, but this is much more, I think, a lily of the valley. Yeah, kind of spring white florals kind of smell, but the aldehydes are definitely there. The muskiness, there's a sweetness here that's really nice. I'm not getting a lot of the green apple and sandalwood. I feel like orange blossom always just gives it a slightly soapy, lotiony feel, but this isn't fully lotion. I really like this one. I didn't know when I first sprayed it on that I would like be too into it. I was like, oh, it's quite nice. I don't know if I'm going to be like obsessed with it or anything. But the more it dried down on my skin, the more I was like, that is a very pretty perfume. I'm really happy to have it. So yeah, Spring Breeze from Clean. I really like it. It is a little bit soapy. It's very white floral. Yeah, really, really nice. Liked it a lot. So that was a good one. And then, okay, let's do it. Let's talk about this one. Let me just spray this out because it's very difficult to smell these from the sprayers because they don't have a lid. Okay, so this is so pretty. All right. But it is a bit shampooey. Right, so Fleurs de Lolita. This absolutely glorious and beautiful bottle. Is this in focus? I hope so. I'm just looking at it and being like, I really hope this is in focus. I'm just going to make sure. Let's move these. Oh, the bottle is so glorious. Look at her. It's like she's got this kind of transparent, painted on, beautiful. It does look like someone's just gone over it with watercolours. Absolutely lovely bottle. Now, obviously, this isn't going anywhere. I do collect Lolita Lempickas, but I don't keep them if I know I don't like them. It's just there's not many Lolita Lempickas I genuinely don't like. I've really only decluttered and I only planned, I've got a couple that I need to declutter because they just don't work for me on my skin and I don't like them. Although one of them is called Eau Jolie, I think it's called, which is one of the old discontinued ones in this bottle, this kind of bottle. That's probably the closest Lolita Lempicka to this. It's a very shampooey, peony perfume, which I don't like at all. I find it so screechy. This is not that, but it also bears no resemblance at all to any of the Lolita Lempickas in this bottle, probably apart from the only one that I don't like. Because this is very flowery. There's none of the DNA of Lolita Lempicka in it. There's nothing in it that is exciting or unusual the way that most Lolita Lempickas are. You know, like one of the reasons I love Lolita Lempicka perfumes so much is that they are just interesting. Like there's normally something in there that's like, oh, that has a Bellini note, or that has a gin and tonic note, or this has like licorice, and this one has loads of myrrh. And you know what I mean? Like there's normally something in them that's a little bit magical, a little bit special, a little tiny bit of fairy dust on them. This one is just a straight up nice spring floral, and it is very pretty, but this could easily be like from any house. It doesn't smell specifically like a Lolita Lempicka, but it does smell very, very beautiful. And I would say for me, this is a magnolia dominant perfume. I don't really have magnolia perfume, so it's quite nice to have this. It's very kind of feminine and slightly, it's almost slightly innocent smelling. It smells a little bit younger, but not like a celebrity perfume. But what I mean is it's like, it's not heavy. It is a white floral, but not in a kind of classic white floral way necessarily. There is a sweetness here, a cute kind of feel to it. It has notes, I'll give you the notes. Top notes, magnolia, mandarin and red berries. The mid notes are jasmine and rose. Base notes, musk, ambergris and patchouli. The ambergris, I think, is magical here. I think that's one of the reasons that even though this has just a little bit of a shampooey floral feel to it to me, which I don't love, the ever so slight salty feel that you get from that ambergris is really making this better for me. And I think it makes it more balanced than some of the white florals that I smell, especially like modern ones, which I just find so screechy. This is not screechy to me. It's definitely got just a nod towards the shampooey, personally, on my skin and to my nose. But it's very, very, very pretty. I do get some of the red berries and the mandarin a little. Well, maybe not the red berries, maybe more the mandarin actually. A little bit of that mandarin, a little bit of the jasmine, a lot of magnolia, and a nice hint of ambergris. I do not get patchouli in this perfume. I can't sense it at all, which I'm very glad about because I don't like patchouli. So yeah, I mean, I think this is very pretty. Let me just have a look and see if it's been compared to anything. It'll be interesting because I know loads of people compared it to the other Lolita Lempickas when it came out, people who hadn't even smelt it, clearly. Rumour 2 Rose doesn't smell anything like that one. That one smells like pink lemonade. What else have they got here? Loads of things I don't know. Lilias Mauve by Yves Rocher. Okay, I haven't smelt that, but that looks like a lilac perfume, so I don't know. Lily Fair from Diptyque. I have smelt that one, but I don't really remember. And I don't remember liking it very much, so I think probably I'm not getting too much of a comparison there. Barbatine from L'Occitane. Okay, I can kind of see that one a tiny bit. Eclat d'Arpège. Trying to sniff it in the air. It's not where my brain would have gone, personally. I think this one's much more floral than that, and I don't think this one smells lilac-y or wisteria-y, which is what I get. Eclat d'Arpège to me smells like a feminine lilac-y version of something like Light Blue from Dolce & Gabbana, and I'm not really getting that from here. It's much more floral. Its top comparison is Daisy Oh So Fresh from Marc Jacobs, and yeah, seriously, like I don't really particularly remember that specific one from the Marc Jacobs line, but this perfume could have come out in a Marc Jacobs bottle and I'd have been like, okay, except it's not as chemically or screechy as I find quite a lot of the Marc Jacobs perfumes. But in terms of the kind of floral scent profile, the slightly fruity floral scent profile that's kind of light, easy to wear, spring-like, cute, this could be that. Definitely. It doesn't smell like it should come from Lolita Lempicka, but the bottle is gorgeous and the perfume is very pretty, and I was happy to wear it, and I actually would probably rather wear it out of the house, overspray it a little bit so I'm really smelling like a whole bunch of spring magnolias, you know. Do magnolias even come out in spring? I don't know anything about flowers in that respect, to be honest, but you know what I'm trying to say, I hope. So yeah, I had a really nice week, actually. It was an interesting one. A little bit of a mixture all over the place, not really any kind of linear feel to the mood that I was in here, to be honest. Unlike some weeks where I get fixated on a certain kind of smell, I was all over the place this week. And I'm already excited about next week and what I'm going to be wearing out and about to work. I just have to see how the weather is. I've worn a couple of beauties this weekend already, and for the first time in a very long time I actually did a little cheapy haul. So hopefully I'll be able to talk to you guys about that as soon as it arrives. I did a Latino order, basically. I wanted something specifically. I went on there to look, and then they had a few things I was interested in for absolute bargains. And one of the things I wanted to try was a new Jean Arthès, so from the Miss Cassandra range, and I suspect it's probably trying to dupe the newest Miss Dior, the one that has the very strong blackcurrant note, and I kind of liked that one in store. So we shall see. Jean Arthès has moved towards the aroma chemicals I don't like in the last few years, so I don't really know. But anyway, those will be winging their way to me, so I'll be looking forward to trying them and then doing a nice haul video as soon as I get the chance. And I think, my loves, that's it for now. I don't think I've got anything else to say. I've had to do this one in a little bit of a rush because it is only like an hour. Let me see. It's, it's 20 to 5 and this is supposed to be up on YouTube at 6 o'clock. So I'm going to get off now. I'm going to try and upload this. Hope it comes up in time. And thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Leave comments down below. Let me know what you think of these perfumes, if you've tried them, if you like them, what you've been wearing this week. I will try to get back to you guys as soon as possible. My life is always so chocker at the moment. I don't know. This year has just flown by. I cannot believe. Oh my God, I can't believe it's May already. Like, there's so much happening in June because every person that I love, it's their birthday in June, and then it's Father's Day as well. And so, yeah, I literally can't believe how quickly this year's already gone. That's what happens the older you get, it goes so quickly. But anyway, I'm still talking. I'm going to stop talking. Bye, guys.